It's that time of the week again. This is the Phantoms Lair podcast. This is the Phantom speaking midfielders. Today we're going to look at all things the engine room, where all the money is in SuperCoach, and I am joined by my very good friend in SuperCoach, 5 names, Simeon Kingsley, Thomas Wilson, Code Sports reporter on the ground, everything Adelaide. Welcome.
Hello, Phantom. How are you?
Now, it's just you and I today because there's a bit of tension in there.
Oh, if anyone's here, it was a bit frosty, a bit awkward at some stage.
The chief trying to just keep trying to push me out the door. Doesn't need 5 names.
I feel like the kid between the two parents are arguing at the moment, and I don't want them to get a divorce. Now,
we thought we were coming in here on time today, but he's finally made his way in after going over his Bad Bunny memes from the Super Bowl. Obviously, recording post Super Bowl 60 here on Monday, an earlier show. What do you have to say for yourself, Chieftain?
Just holding the ship afloat as usual over here, Fant. Oh, Fant, doing a couple of Q&As, answering a couple of questions.
Well, it is code week.
Having a latte.
The code.
He's working overtime.
The SuperCoach pre-season, Code Sports SuperCoach pre-season, a week long full of exclusive content, daily Q&As, and a lot of SuperCoach advice from all of us and the wider team as well. So get on there, codesports.com to do it all week. Joey Montagna.
Joey.
On Tuesday, live Q&A with the man himself, all things SuperCoach Tuesday at lunchtime.
Beautiful. Keen to see his team. Haven't got the preview this year. Started all right last year, Joey, too.
He did.
Killing us early. I think he may have burnt through those trades a bit early, though, Joey.
My team, my second team reveal tomorrow on Tuesday as well. Looking all right, too.
Prefer to say Joey's, but that's
And 5 names is, our very good friend, of course, is back as well. Haven't seen Charlie Dads since he took him down, publicly shamed him. I haven't seen him show his face in the office since.
No, well, Fant, we are talking midfielders, though, today. Get through all that. We are talking midfielders today, and we're going to go through. I liked the structure of our last show, so we're keeping it for the rest of these ones. So we're going to go through a little bit about the starting structure and strategy, going through Phantom's top 8 midfielders. We're talking about some other premiums as well before getting into unique names with 5 names.
Ooh.
And then a bit of draft chat towards the end as well. And, of course, some rookies. So heaps to get through. We better get into it. But first, Phantom, we are looking to get 5,000 members into the Phantoms Lair League. And the code for that one is 128532. We said if we get to 5,000 members, 5 names, that Phant will do a listener-suggested punishment. And we've got a few
We're halfway there.
Coming through.
We're halfway there.
Yeah.
2,500.
Now, there was a few that came through. I did a little post in the league group chat during the week. I've put another little post in there. So if you want to go check out the league group chat, you can add your suggestion in there. But Phantom, did any of those suggestions from the other day ring true to you? I think the one that you quite liked is wearing chainmail on an episode.
Full body armor.
Full body armor. Few suggestions have been flying through, Phantom. Now, there's some other ones here. How about a few shades darker spray tan punishment for the fan?
Might be a bad thing.
Put on some spray tan. Somebody said you should have a handicap pod. So a poll for a player you have to trade in and keep all season.
Yeah, I like this.
That could be stiff, though. We don't know.
That's fun. What do you take him down?
An up-close meeting with the snake for the podcast intro that we have on YouTube as well. So maybe holding a snake of some sort out there. Get all of 5 names.
I'm close enough to snake on the show already. So don't need any more snakes on the show.
Get all of 5 names tattooed on your butt. Probably pass on that one, but full body shave or wax. So we've got a few.
But the thing is,
suggestions.
The fan is pretty much hairless, so that one's going to be pointless.
Anyway, so 5,000 members in the Lair League. We'll get to one of those nominated punishments. Keep getting them in though, so we could maybe pick one that is suitable for the show. But we're also a couple of other targets before we get into the show. 23,000 subscribers on YouTube. We're already nearly at 22K. So if we get to that, we're looking at doing a catch up at Gather Round and 5 names, beers on 5 names, of course.
Yep.
And then for Apple and Spotify users, wanted to throw out some incentive for them as well. So we're at about 600 ratings across the two formats. If we double that to 1.2 thousand fan, I might follow in 5 names' footsteps for the bleach.
Ooh. I don't think you would do it.
I don't know.
5 names is true to his word.
If we got there,
Also need to touch
before
up.
it has to be early in the season. If we got there, I'd do it. But I've never actually done it, so I'd probably look terrible.
I need you to look real Eminem kind of vibes there.
Shocking.
Yeah.
Let's get into the show, though. This is the starting structure from last year's winner in the midfield before we get into talking about individual players. So from last season, Caleb Sarong was the number 1 player that they paid for. The winner in SuperCoach last season started Caleb Sarong at $620,000. So that was actually a failed pick in hindsight because Caleb
Not the only one.
had a pretty solid year, but not to probably that top-level premium status. Andy Brayshaw, another Fremantle player, was up there. He was a pretty solid pick, though, last season. Will Day, not ideal.
Well, he started well.
Started well, but injured. Clayton Oliver was in there as well. I think most of us started with him. Sammy Lawler was the top-priced rookie in the midfield. Nathan O'Driscoll, Elijah Sardis, Mitch Nevitt on field. So,
geez, he
It's a bit grim.
we mentioned it's a trading game.
Yeah.
We mentioned it's a trading game. So as much as time we put into this, perhaps it's not, it's not the be all and end all.
I might just get my team to be auto-picked and then go from there.
Anyway, you don't have to nail every selection. But yeah, there was 2 Uber premiums, I'd say, but no one over 620,000, which is probably something to talk about when we get to some of the really popular selections here. Then it went to a $590K Andrew Brayshaw, a $490,000 Will Day, and then $450 for Clary, and then it was rookies, $200K, $198K, $191K, $150K. So 4 rookies on field, a couple of mid prices, a couple of premiums, and then on the bench, Murphy Reid nailed that pick. Angus Hasty, not a great pick, and then Lucas Camporelli, not awesome either. So that is just how they lined up last season. Things are a little bit different this year, but we will get into to start talking about this discussion, Phantom, as to who we should be picking. Let us get into Phantom's top targets, your top 8 predicted for the entire season. Who will be the top total score for the midfielders? Let's get into it.
Number 1, no surprises here. Marcus Bontempelli, straight to it. Is he really going to get that much cheaper? I don't think so. And how many points are you going to miss out on while you're waiting when we're talking about starting him in 2026? Zach Butters, number 2. Goes without saying again, Port's easy draw. It doesn't matter as much for him. We talk about Connor Rosie and the effect of Port's soft draw. It doesn't matter who Zach Butters plays in the contract year. I'd pick him regardless. Number 3, Nick Daicos.
Yeah.
Is this year he finally pushes himself up into that top elite bracket of SuperCoaches? When we're talking about starting selections, if I could fit a third one above 600K, I think that he's probably the one. I reckon, given he's probably a little bit underpriced compared to some of the others. He might score above his price tag, I should say. Number 4, now, my hot take on a previous episode, the prediction show, which you can go back and listen to, was Finn Callaghan was going to push the top 2 or 3 in the SuperCoach midfield. I've got him at number 4. I reckon
that's a hot take.
This is the year he becomes a 120-point man.
What? 120 points?
Yep.
Average? No.
So that's a must start then, despite the
Yeah.
bye.
Yep. Just got him. Number 5. Not far behind, Matt Rao. You've got to stick to your guns here, Finams. Don't change my mind every 2 shows, like Chief over there. Matt Rao, number 5. Easy draw, doesn't matter. Hugh McCluggage, number 6. Now,
On Rao, are you not worried about the Brownlow every year? Normally, after they win the Brownlow, people go backwards.
No.
All right.
So number 6 is
a guy this good shouldn't be a pod, but he's going to be again.
Yeah.
Have you seriously thought about starting him this year, either of you?
No. Is it because of his price? Oh, no.
Well, he's nearly 120 average. But yeah, I mean, it's mainly a lot of these guys, I hate this round 2 bye. It's just brutal. You play one game and then your premium midfielder that you paid, top dollar for 120 average is going to miss a game. in the second week of the season. That's what hurts. And I know Daicos, if you're starting with Daicos, say you start with Daicos and McCluggage, you got two uber primos that's missing round 2, which, look, season long, you might make those numbers back, but I think it's just the fact that if you're starting Daicos, it's probably hard to start McCluggage as well. And that's probably why he's so lowly owned, because everyone goes towards Daicos, who we think maybe, as you mentioned off the top, if he's third here, one day we think he could be a 120 to 130 guy, which, I don't know, McCluggage has just gone 118, and that's like, how much more can he go, maybe? That's probably where people are thinking, and where I'd probably sit as well.
Yeah, it's rough. There's just some rough draw. That round 2 bye, not fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, get that button ready again, Chief.
Which one?
Hot take button.
Oh, okay.
Number 7. Might be a touch too high, but we don't do things lightly here. Will Ashcroft. Pushing himself into the top 10 finally. Comes almost the man at Brisbane this year.
Jeez, I haven't seen him in your team review. Is that going to be updated tomorrow on the code week?
Can't get them all in, but maybe.
Okay.
2
lines.
Hopefully you have Phantom in a head-to-head in round 2.
Yeah.
Number 8, Caleb Sarong. I think he gets Andy. Gets one back on Andy this year, Andy Brayshaw. 9, Bailey Smith.
Yep.
We saw him come home like a steam train again last season. Yes, maybe can he go to another level with his kicking? Maybe not. I don't think he's going to drop too much.
Okay.
10, Ed Richards. Can he score as high? We saw him go real high at times last season. I think he can probably do that consistently. He was in the top 10 just the midfielders last year, 111 points per game. Can he get to 115? Maybe.
All right, so the top 8, though, Bont, Butters, Daicos, Callahan, Rao, McCluggage, Ashcroft, Sarong, any.
Top 8. I wasn't doing 10.
It's all right, though. You got Bailey Smith and Ed Richards as special mentions. We like that.
Yep.
Man. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, Ashcroft's interesting. I don't know. Yeah. I think, all right, I know it's hot take. I reckon Anderson's going to score more than Rao this year.
I think Anderson's going to outscore Rao definitely at the start. I reckon he's the one that benefits from the soft early draw. More space. Can he get forward? A bit more. Can he hit the scoreboard in that opening month? I think Rao gets him personally by the end of the year.
Now, we don't know how these new rules are going to affect the game. The stoppages, the aim for the AFL to seemingly bring down stoppages with all these new rule changes that have come in with the rucks, with the movement and the quicker inbounding of play on the sidelines. But would a player that is more of a pure contested beast like a Matt Rao, as to your point, Sim, would an Anderson be a better pick given that he's more of the outside player, more of the kind of that seems to be where the AFL is going, and that's probably where I see Rao maybe dropping a little bit.
I think,
whereas all the other names here, I don't see a problem with. But Rao is a unique beast. He's just an animal.
I think Rao's going to drop. I think Rao's just, I think he's going to drop. That's just my opinion.
All right.
Brownlow, you normally have that thing, obviously different players and different things, but looking like similar players in where they played, like Ollie Wines won the Brownlows and then next year went backwards. And backwards, those kind of those big bull-like midfielders, so maybe, Yep.
Intriguing. Anyway, we've got to talk about some more premium mids that Phantom didn't touch on in these top 10, but looking at some of the top owned players now as well. So Butters, the most owned player in the midfield premium bracket in SuperCoach, 53% ownership. So as we discussed last week with defenders, there's 2 guys over 50% in the defense and then it just completely drops off. Here it is a little bit different. There's a lot of popular names up the top that people are sort of agreeing on. Butters 53% with the hot early draw contract year, has gone 120 plus twice. Everyone's keen on starting with him. Daicos at 36% to Phantom's point before as well in the top 3 predicted there. The one that's not in your top 10 even, Phantom, that is 32% owned at the moment is Errol Goulden.
He's close.
So coming off a year where he only, for his lofty standards, only averaged 102 or 103.
Did get injured.
Yeah,
Started slow, yes. Didn't start till mid-season, essentially. Upside, Sim?
A lot of upside.
Will he be a guy that 32%. Early buy as well. not a concern.
yeah.
Do you think he can? Do you think? I mean, he's not in the top 8. Do you think he can get into the top 8? Because that's when you have to start him at that point.
I think he can, but yeah, I think people are more tempted by the price.
Yeah, well, I think
stage.
he's 10 points underpriced. Does 110 get him in? Has him on the edges of that top 8.
So you think that's his? Because he's
10.
gone 113 in the past. Looking at his history, what makes you sort of less keen on him than the guys you've mentioned in the top 10?
I think he can get 110 to 115, but it's that the way Sydney, the makeup of that midfield, does change around a little bit, and we know Errol Goulden can win the ball on the inside and the outside, but has it been proven that they want him to win more of the ball on the outside? Which we know he uses it very well. He's involved in a lot of scoring chains, makes it count, which is good for SuperCoach. But sometimes those contested possession counts are a little bit down.
So 111 average in 2023, 108 in 2024 for Goulden, and then 105 from only 10 games last year.
So he's underpriced. That's why you like him.
Yeah,
He's about 10.
Depends if he's 10 points underpriced, he's going at 115. If he's only 6 points underpriced, which is his career best of the past, there's possibly other guys you can pick up that could have more upside in that category, and perhaps also that don't have that early buy that he has. So he's got let's have a look here. The Sydney have the round 3 buy. So he will have a singular price change if he plays round 0, opening round 1 and round 2. So then he's got, after his bye, he's got West Coast and Gold Coast, which could be very fruitful from round 4 and 5. Anyway, an interesting name, very highly owned for coaches at the moment, 3rd in the premium bracket. We've got Bont down at 20%.
20%.
Yeah, that's
Now,
expensive.
Is
the price.
That's the price. That's the price.
Criminal though.
worth it.
So you're keen to pay up, like to just start him at full tote odds.
Yep.
Okay?
I think I am.
It's
so much to pay, I know.
This is his run home.
Yeah.
This is his finish last year.
Yeah.
5 names.
Yeah.
Remember, he's a good player.
Yeah, I know he's a player.
133,
Yeah.
174, 126, 169, 151, 125, 148, 144. He might still outscore some of the players that don't have an early buy. If he pops a 160 or a 70.
I just don't like I don't like the idea of paying full price.
Now, we mentioned last season the starting team there, but does it swing the fact no player over 700K or no one even, so the most expensive player of the winning team last season was Tristan Sherry at $645,000. Now, nobody over that. There was only 1, 2, 3 players over 600K that they paid up for in the winning squad. So really not going for those top end premiums. Now, I'm on board with Fant here in terms of I just can't go with that Bond. Everyone that wants to get him at a discount, how much will he drop?
Agree.
Like, you're going to have to pray for a low game, and then the next week he could drop a 170. It's that easy. And the fact that he averaged 130 after a limited preseason coming, in what round did he even start playing last season? So to the fact that he came in just hot like that and was able to put together round 6 and still had that season.
And you and I will be, and the other 20% of SuperCoaches, all going well, won't be worrying about how to get him in. We're worrying about the next move.
Yeah.
But if he hits the ground running, which we think he will, then 5 names are going to start working out how he's going to get Bond him, because there's going to be leaking points.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, though, owners will have to hope that he doesn't have one of the, an injury.
Yeah.
You're just going to have to hope for the perfect season. But I think if you're going for one captain option and you want to sort of, maybe you're not starting a Tristan Sherry, for instance, that would be the guy that I think you can have the permanent captaincy on. But Butters is also a great option to have there, I think. Callahan, 14%. Noah Anderson, 13%. Sarong, 12%. Rao, 11% is the kind of guys above 10%. And then it drops to basically what we're calling points of difference from there.
There's a couple of interesting guys on your list that you've got there, Dossie. Like outside of because I actually went guys who weren't on your list.
Yep.
But you look at, you keep talking about.
Keep going.
Yeah, keep going.
Okay. These are the guys just under 10%. And then 5 names is going to bring us some unique names. So Will Ashcroft, the guy that you think could finish in the top 8, is 9% owned. that could rise after an opening round score. We get to see him in opening round. Sam Walsh, same deal, 9% owned. I thought he'd be way higher, to be honest.
He's a guy that's underpriced.
I thought he'd be way higher ownership, but again, probably the buy scaring people off. Jordan Dawson, 7%.
What's he been doing at training, 5 names?
Well, today he was just running laps. But I think that's just management. He just does what Dawson does. He's just consistent.
Jack Steele. Now, this is a guy. We've heard recent news, Jack Viney looking to miss the start of the season. In addition, and possibly we don't know how much. There was some talk that he may miss the entire season.
Also,
such is his injury concerns at the moment. So you're missing Petrarca, Oliver, and Viney, who were all 3 of their top attendees in the midfield.
And also the big news, Dossie, Jai Cully broken arm.
And Jai Cully, yes. Yeah. Star midfielder, Jai Cully.
Sad times.
Yeah, it is.
He was part of my team initially, the first draft, and then he broke his arm.
Look, with those names missing, when he's back, he could get a gig in there. That's how thin it is. But with Jack Steele,
Harvey Langford's midfield. No, it's Harvey Langford's midfield.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about him, I'm sure, soon in the mid-price bracket. But Jack Steele, again, I mean, if we see him firing early, it could be hard to ignore the value there, given Melbourne just don't have a midfield from their whole midfield from last year's gone. Other players, Baslenka, 7%. Andy Brayshaw at 5%. Does interest me a little bit. That's 5% owned for a guy that, he's not mentioned in your top end guys. I think he could maybe crack into the top 8.
He's got the game. He's got the game to do it. We've seen him before. He can. Yep. And I think you shared some footage of him. Or was I looking at somebody else?
That was Hayden Young.
No, that's Hayden Young. Yeah, someone else.
But he was probably involved as well. Yeah. McCluggage, 5%. And Isaac Heaney.
McCluggage, 5%. 119 last year.
Yeah.
Isaac Heaney's a guy who I'm sure the hipster would want to talk about. He always says, these guys, the hipster, last year, Lair mentioned the same thing. This guy, has a ceiling, has that game to him, 5% owned. We just everyone picks the same kind of guys. I think it is buy related, a lot of this stuff.
He's just too good. I looked at it before he's just too good as a forward that he won't feature there for an extensive period of a game at some stage. Which obviously, he's got 197 kicking bags. But if you can guarantee he plays 80% of his 24 games in the midfield, then I think he pushes into that top 8. Can you? I'm not sure.
All right, it's time to get into some further points of difference with unique names with 5 names.
Right. So
shooting from the hip.
Did some research.
Oh, yep. No, you're on. I'm just going to keep Charlie Dads in the 2s.
Yeah, I know. This one, all right, so starting off, I've actually come up with a list. I reckon this is my favourite unique pod at the moment, and it's quite amazing this guy's a pod. Zach Merritt at the moment is very lowly owned.
Pew, pew.
How? Actually, Dossie, can you tell me? I'll go through his career stats. So last year averaged 107, had a little bit up and down. But before that, 115, 116, 112, 115, 115 over a 5-year period.
583K for you. And you want to look at the ownership?
Yeah, what's his ownership? Because it was ridiculously it's like 5% or so, or even lower than that. It's quite ridiculous.
I'll get it for you.
Will his teammates pass him the ball?
That's the thing.
He's looking to re-side now.
Yeah, maybe he's going to that's scaring people off, and there's a bit more of that thing. Yes, but he's
2.5%.
That's ridiculous for Zach Merritt. That's pretty like a guy who we know has a ceiling, as we say. How we can absolutely he could dominate. He could go out and be like, I'm on a revenge tour.
They don't have a buy.
They don't have a buy. I tried to put him in. I had so many Essendon guys. I felt weird about it. But yeah, and especially round 1, Hawthorn,
ooh,
that shouldn't. So last year,
which way is he going to kick?
Yeah, that's the question. Could be, but last year he had a little bit of inconsistent thing last year. But he got 2 150s. A 172 against North.
Remember that night he played the back behind the ball, was it?
Yeah, imagine if he does that. I just think he's way too lowly owned for a guy who's pretty cheap considering what he's done, and also does have the early buy.
Pretty much always plays almost every game in the season as well. Averages over 100 every single year.
Yeah. All right. So that's one. I've
very nice.
got a list. maybe it's because Phantom's spreading this Finn Callahan propaganda, but Tom Green at 2% is also quite incredible considering how tailor-made his game is for SuperCoach.
Yeah, well, you know I'm a big Tom Green fan, but
we don't know about this anymore.
He's kicking and he's rushed kicking and he's rushed to get the ball forward at times. This is not improving.
Does Clary in there help him in a way to give, get that quick hand out? Maybe Tom Green can have a bit more space to have the kick rather than just jamming it on the boot?
Maybe.
Yeah. So he's one. And then we've got a couple of guys at 1%, which I'm quite amazed at. I mentioned before, Patrick Cripps, 1% for a guy. Round 2 bar, yes, I know.
But too high, I reckon.
It is
an interesting number.
The other one, and he's always one that's always threatened for, we always look to Chad Warner.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
We were talking about this before.
What
he's one outside the show.
Is it ever going to be, he's just one guy that's going to, he's going to tempt us.
What did he say?
So he was on the, I have him in my draft kind of section as a guy, but he said in a recent Fox interview with Fox that he's looking at a 70-30 midfield split.
That's tempting. And his price is very good. His price is
when we saw him basically with that split, that's why everyone jumped on last year, because when he was with that split before they changed it up, he was averaging like 105 to 110 pretty much.
So Chad Warner.
Yep.
I know I said him, I think, predictions, but I'm backing up. I'm doubling down. If Ollie Dempsey's getting inside of me, I might have to pick him. I might pick. That's a big watch because I think he was very good. And then I've got 2 guys, mid prices. Just look at.
Lots of
people. Cam McKenzie, one to really watch for if he's going to get the Will Day minutes at Hawthorn.
And the Warple, no Warple either.
And no Warple as well, as we forget. The other one, and Dossie's going to have sort of a fit here, just because I don't know if he's going to make the team, but Jatson Mead is playing halfback.
Yeah. This is my pick.
And I don't know if he's going to make the team, but there's a role change here. Mid only, good price. Yeah. Finally, a guy at 0% ownership. Just to keep an eye on, and maybe it's because everyone's listening to me and they probably shouldn't at times. Jay Salido at 0%.
Oh, now this was your call last. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah,
good draft.
He may never be a never again for me, but that might, you know what, if you got the balls to, he might actually repay you. Still pretty well priced. Curtain's gone down. He might be he needs to be more consistent, but he could be a ballsy one.
He's shooting from the hip. That's plenty of shots fired from the hip there from 5 names. Unique names with 5 names. Under 10% ownership. I think we
gave
the listeners plenty there.
Have you seen the Chief in the bushes at Alberton this week?
I
wasn't there, but when I was, that's why I said Jackson Mead, sneaky. And
I just looked at the price. I was like, don't.
If not, just in draft. Draft, late, your last pick.
I don't think he's going to be in their team.
I know. When I was there, Rosie wasn't playing. So
I don't know.
Anyway, let's get into Dossie's mid-priced bargain power rankings.
No sting.
No sting for Dossie. Okay. He doesn't need one. Straight down the barrel here. Number 1 in the mid-price value bracket, which is what we need at the moment. We've got our premiums. We need these mid-price value bargains. Yep. Hayden Young, I've talked about him since the start of preseason, end of last year. He's an absolute lock in your mid-price value bargains, and he's my number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Mid-price value bargain power rankings. Harley Reid, number 2.
No, I'm not.
Harley Reid.
I'm not allowing this because this is unbelievable stuff. You haven't backed him in all summer. Pretend he's your boy.
He's my boy.
I haven't seen him in any of your teams.
He's in my team.
In my team as well.
Listen to this. That's the go.
But what are you going to pick him now? Because you're going to look down the Baz like you like to do it. Lie about Harley Reid. Pretend he's your boy, then not pick him.
He's in the squad at the moment.
He's in.
I have about 8,000
He's in the
trials.
squad.
I just had to feel it out. He's in. He's back in for now. Number 2 in the power rankings. I think the argument has been made, though. He's fit and firing at the moment. Way fitter than last season. Going to play inside mid at 7, priced at 70. I think you said yourself, Fant. What do you reckon he can get to? 100?
Yep. 105?
That's fair to start. I think Hayden Young can also push 105.
What did Minnie McWalter say about Harley the other day as well?
He said he's gone from something to reliable.
Yep.
Yeah, reliable. Yep. Also, I think the stats were out there as well, led the league in frees against last season. I mean, that's just giving away points. So if he can just bring that down, there's so much upside for Harley Reid. Number 3, and this, as we just continue to see every person that's injury prone go down this preseason, I have so little faith that this guy's going to make it to round 1, but here's hoping. Darcy Parish at 3. If he's healthy, I think I'll be starting him, but I don't even factor him in at the moment. It's just every person with the poor soft tissue history is going down. Your man, Georgie Wardlaw, Phantom, hamstring. He's back running already, so it's hopefully just a bit of awareness, but still, he's dropped down. I had him super high in this rankings, but he's dropped down.
I've got Parish.
Soft tissue injuries at the moment.
Is he going to be, like you said, if he plays well in practice games, is he someone you have to pick?
Well, he's a guy that, Hayden Young's gone 100 before. Harley Reid never has. So you're sort of hoping that he can just take the step up. It's based on more gut feel approach than anything. Whereas Darcy Parish has at least a history of doing this. He's been there before. He's been there and done that, which is, he's averaged 114 in 2021, 111 in 2022, and 108, in 2023. So he's done it 3 times before. Really he'd probably be number 1 if I just didn't have those major concerns. And perhaps I should put him a bit higher, given Hayden Young's also had some serious, soft tissue constant injuries. I just have a bit more faith for whatever reason, bit younger, etc., than Darcy Parish. But yeah, he's third. This is where it gets a little bit looser. Levi Ashcroft at 4. Not talked about really at all. Again, the early buy for Brisbane just hurts anyone really looking at him seriously. But 400K, I think Levi Ashcroft's going to take a huge step up this season, play a bit more inside midfield time, mix it in there like he did late last season. And just the second, he's on that ball magnet status of a guy like a Daicos in his draft season. And also just the quality of draft caliber is just up there, averaging 75 in his rookie year. I think he can push that much higher, mid-90s, maybe higher. And
you thought he was going to go, your hot take was...
Better than that. Better than Will.
Better than Will.
Well,
Will's going to be 115.
Anyway, it's a tough, awkward spot, but I still like him in this power rankings. Harvey Langford at 5. Now, that could rise if we see him just dominating in the intra-club, in the trial matches.
He should be above Ashcroft.
He absolutely should be, really, but he's in at 5 for me at the moment. I need to see it first. Where does he fit in? Where does Rivers go? Where does Jack Steele go? Does Caleb Windsor mix in? We just expect Harvey Langford should be in there, but I need to see it first. Georgie Wardlaw comes in at 6, and that's because of the soft tissue injury. He's dropped way down in at 6. I'm still giving him the benefit of the doubt. I don't think we can start him unless he's definitely looking fit and firing. Down at 6. Warple and Josh Ward round out the top 8, and I don't really feel happy with really either of them starting, but a couple of special mentions. Ned Long at the Pies after his solid year. The Pies just midfield is... I don't think they're going to run it back with the Fossils in there again. They had a plenty of side bottom and Pendlebury last season. Don't think that's going to happen. So Ned Long maybe another jump. And then Windhager. Al Payton made the argument for Windy a few podcasts ago now in his points of difference, I think. I liked the argument. So go back and listen to that if you want to hear that. But if Windy does manage to get some midfield minutes at the Saints, could be a nice little huge pod. Super value watch list, guys. Fant, do you want to take us through some of these names there? And this is the sort of 200 to 300K bracket. Do we think we can fit any of these guys in, or are we just sort of, we've got the premiums, we've got the mid prices. Is there any room for this 200 to 300K bracket for the midfielders?
I've had a look at this list, and no. What have you got? Tanner Bruin, Stephen Canelio. Now, Leon Cameron has talked him up, and Lockie McCurdy, our man Code Sports on the ground up there in Sydney, keeps mentioning him, whining about the clock in match sim. Jackson Mead, you've got 5 names mentioned. Jai Cully, broken arm. Cooper Lord, Elijah Sardis, and Hamish Davis. No, forget it.
Just going straight
Cogs.
to the rookies.
Can you go back to Cogs?
Cully, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
What's his price?
Cully's like 250.
Cogs.
No, Cogs. I don't know.
Cogs is low 300s.
321, mid only.
Yeah, I couldn't do that. I'd be interested in draft. Could not go there. Classic. Just talk about injury history, but he has talked it up like he's had his best preseason in years.
Well, Hamish Davis, you got him there, might surprising. There might be a role for him.
He's only just, the difference with him is he's only just over 200K. So he's basically just a bit more expensive than the highest price rookie.
Like, where are you going to fit him in ahead of Dyson Sharp, Jagger Smith, Will Brodie, Rechko, Harry Schonberg? Probably not.
Right.
Well, you're saying that bracket here, Sim, that is the do not press button. You might want to. You're saying that's what you're saying that bracket is.
That is what I'm saying.
I don't know. Maybe a Tanner Bruin, if he is going to play midfield and half back. We know Dan Batten's been sort of talking him up a bit. If he plays mid and half back and gets a bit of defensive status, could be one to watch if he does sort of. But you'd probably let him go early and just see how he goes.
What do you think? Do you like anyone else?
It's probably just not really. I think I'd rather go like premium heavy and then a couple of those. The mid price value. Like, I'd almost rather start, Hayden Young, Reid, Parrish, and Langford than I would even touch those guys, really. I think all those guys are much more likely. Our mid-price bracket seems really strong this year. Again, it's all until we see it in action. It does seem quite good compared to previous seasons.
We won't waste any more time because 5 names to go get his Lily Allen tickets. So
I actually got them.
Oh,
it was good.
Pretty happy.
Yeah. Can't wait.
Talk some rooks though, fan. You're the rookie experts.
Yeah, Rookie Bible, Rookie Day at Code Sports SuperCoach pre-season on Monday. Plenty of new content there. We actually ranked the best SuperCoach cheapies on every line as well in order. You were part of it. Dan Batt, now Peyton, Tim, Mitchell, and myself. Get there, codesports.com. Do and have a look at it now.
Hitting Fance Farm though for our best cash cows in the midfield bracket.
Now, top 3 easy. Jagger Smith, Dyson Sharp, Will Brodie. In your team right now. If you don't have them in there, go and make room for them. Get them in now.
Will Brodie.
Smith and Sharp.
Wait and see on Will Brodie.
Smith and Sharp on field. Will Brodie could be on field too. Don't wait and see on Will Brodie.
Wait and see. Just watch the practice matches. See if he's actually in the team.
Now, number 4 here. 44% owned. Willem Dersma. Take him out.
No.
Now, I love Willem Dersma.
No, you don't.
Super talented. Going to be a superstar. Can he do enough? Can he win enough of the ball in his first year on a wing out there to justify the price?
People were saying the same thing about Levi Ashcroft last season.
Yes, but Levi Ashcroft is an absolute bull-hungry hog. Like his brother Will. Willem Dersma could have 15 touches and 6 marks and be involved with 5 or 6 scores and have a great game. It would be great and Minnie McQualter will be wrapped.
No, I just disagree. I just think we pay up for job security in SuperCoach, and regardless of if it's a slower burn, yes, 200K hurts for a slow burn. At some point, he will score and make money, and I just want him in my team. He's going to play every single game that he's available.
You should have Willem Dersma ahead of Will Brodie.
And there'll be a spike score in there.
So you're having three rookies on field in midfield? Dersma, Sharp, and Jagger?
No, I have 2.
That's what I've got.
Where's Jagger or Sharp?
Bench.
Jagger on the bench?
Yeah.
Oof. Eephus.
I mean, last year, as we said, not all of them paid off, but there was 4 rookies on field last year, and that's not even mentioning flex. So that's, we'll just see actually who they had in flex. Sam Davidson was the flex last season, so another rookie. I don't get the Willem. I mean, the folks are with me, 44% owned, but all the experts aren't on Willem Dersma for the 200K price tag. Maybe, do I need to bring out the one last time? But I'm all aboard Willem Dersma.
Yeah, I think the Nuffy is taking over again. 5 names. There, Josh Smiley as well, number 5 on the list, 30% owned. I mean, if he was playing, if he was going to be ready, then we'd be picking the Tigers' top pick from last year. Oh, after Sam Lawler, second pick. But we're not sure if he's going to be ready. And the Tigers will be cautious, so he's probably sitting just on the outside of that must-pick bracket to start with. Hopefully, maybe come downgrade time, he is ready. Patrick Rechko, though, then the former Cat, who surprised everyone in trade week, landed at Punt Road. He's number 6, 19%. He's one, an absolute lock on the bench at the moment. Probably going to feature on a wing for the Tigers. Now, Chiefs been talking this guy up, and rightly so. Dan Annable in 9% of teams, 5 names, 181K. Good reports from Brisbane up on the track there this week over the past few days. Just still need to wait and see, I think.
So see if he's there. Like, we're talking about Denton, the best team in the country.
Yeah.
The best midfield in the country.
Lock him in. He'll be there. Come on.
Look down the barrel and say that.
Oof. He'll be there. Opening round, he'll probably drop an 85 plus.
Harry
Right.
Schonberg as well. We've been talking about Dev Robertson a lot on this show. Harry Schonberg, even cheaper, 119k, the former Crow. Looks to be going okay on the track for the Weagles over there. It's all about, Robertson, Schonberg, Finn McRae, whoever is playing, we'll just pick him on the bench.
Yeah. Yeah, the thing that's been interesting to me is that in a couple of interviews that have surfaced, Schonberg mentioned before a guy in our forward lines in Dev Rob. So that's multiple players being like, yeah, Schonberg's. I think Harley Reid said, I think this was another Fox interview. It was like Harley Reid was saying Harry Schonberg's a gun. And then it was like, oh yeah, Dev Rob could be a sniff as well. So it was like Schonberg was the guy mentioned first. So that was interesting. So 5% owned, that could really skyrocket if he's in their plans. That surprised me really because, yeah, interesting, but ended the season in the SANFL pretty hot as well.
Yep. One little midfield point of difference in the rookie price bracket. Tyan Prindable from the Magpies. Now, it keeps coming up. His name keeps coming up on Track Watch. Track Watchers down there at Collingwood keep talking about the good things he's doing. Very super competitive, this kid, and it's showing up on the track, showing up some of his elder statesmen out there at the Pies. Average 132 SuperCoach points in 4 Coach League games last year and 114 at the under-18 champs, which puts him in the top 5 in the National Carnival. Brisbane Academy kid to the Collingwood, plucked him out of the Brisbane Academy, pinched him. They didn't match the bid. He's looming as a bit of a bolter for Collingwood's opening round side. So again, they're playing opening round. Would be good to see him if he can push his way forward.
Would you say he's a superstar, Ben? Just ringing back to last preseason when you said Ed Allen.
I didn't say it.
Ed
Nick
Allen
Daicos said that. Nick Daicos
was a
said it.
superstar. Anyway,
one to
you
keep
get
an
a
eye on.
lot right in the rookie bracket, but yeah, Ed Allen probably a bit of a whiff last preseason there, France. Let's talk draft to round out the show, and we're talking some sliders. Now, you've already mentioned a couple in your points of difference section that I had noted down here, but when we're talking strategy in draft for midfielders, you got to grab one early, fan. You got to grab one of those midfielders. You mentioned earlier, just they're our top scoring line. I need a big ceiling mid or a big ceiling ruck to be my, especially if you've got captains on. Got to make sure you knuckle down and get one of those in the first or second round, in my opinion. Yeah, if you don't get one of the top picks, you can maybe go for a position, but in the top sort of 5 or 6, even 7, I'm grabbing one of the big dog mids or big dog rucks.
Who would you pick if you had number 1 pick in a draft?
Bont. Then I think it's Butters. I think it's Butters or Sherry, number 2,
What about
depending
Naz?
on if you think Sherry's going to be up there again.
What about Naz? I'd almost pick Naz at 2.
Like I think I said in the defender pod last week, I don't mind waiting for my defenders because it's such a deep pool and you don't get a heap of difference between the sort of mid tiers is very long sort of mid tier range. I like sort of going hard early on the mids or ruck. I just always get a midfielder generally. I like a double up mid as well, going the 2 early mids. So yeah, a Daicos, Bont or Butters I'd be very happy with, but these are some guys that could slide if you do miss out on those players early. LDU. ADP
Like it.
at the moment of 55. So in theory, that's like a 5th round if you've got 10 teams. He's already gone 109 and 114 just a couple of years ago, and you're picking him up in the 5th round. So if you do get a Naz early, you could pick up an LDU in round 5 or 6. That's great value.
Is it fun? Is it going to come together for him? I asked 5 names before he came on the
I
show.
hope so. Because I mean, when it does, when you see him at his best, you're like, wow, this guy's incredible.
Yeah, it's kind of tough. It's like I almost consider him in classic, but then you've got Sheasel if you're starting Sherry as well. It's like Sheasel, Sherry, LDU, McKercher. It just seems like I don't want that many roos, to be honest. But he's a guy that, he's re-signed now. It seems like he's in a good space. Could go big this season. Clary, I've got an ADP of 81.
That's a bargain.
That's got to be
happy
a
with
bargain. I mean, he's gone 120. Well, this is insane. 120 plus 4 times in his career. Could the GWS move bring him back to his best?
No.
I'd be happy.
No.
Well, regardless, 8th round in draft, I'm happy taking that punt.
Yeah,
if he's an 85, 90 guy, like it's
Yeah.
not the end of the world.
I'll be taking him higher than that.
Yeah.
He's
So-
85. He's not even about his best.
Guy, you mentioned Chad Warner. He's
Yep.
got an average draft position, that's ADP, sorry, of 74. So he's already said 70-30 midfield. Jeez, that's another guy that could be a bargain. Now, deep cuts I've got here. For some reason, Harley Reid down at 126. 126 though for Harley Reid. Give me all that.
Yep.
George Wardlaw, I've said, I know that he's got the injury risk, 158. You know, if you stash him on your bench if he's injured, it's not the worst. Even later if he drifts. Cam McKenzie, a guy you also mentioned, 248 ADP. You're just taking a swing towards the back end of a draft there. And a guy, my real smoky here.
Here we go.
Now, Angus Sheldrick
Ooh.
from Sydney. Angus Sheldrick from Sydney. This is a quote from that same Fox interview with Chad Warner. This is what Chad said about Angus Sheldrick. Every year, Angus Sheldrick dominates in the preseason, but this year, I definitely reckon he's gone to another level with his outside game. When you look at midfielders these days, your one wood, classic inside mid, probably struggles a little bit more these days. He's really worked on his outside game, so I think he could really go well with us this year.
Cool. No, that's him. Classic one wood inside midfield that struggles on the outside. That's Angus
He's
Sheldrick,
worked
isn't
on
it?
his outside game. I'm just saying.
We had that last
ADP
year.
of 310 in
Well,
draft.
just see how
Last pick in the draft.
See how he goes against opposition that aren't Swans.
Last pick in the draft. Anyway, Fant, do the outro here. League. Phantoms, Lair League.
Phantoms, Lair League, come and take on Dossie because he's getting pretty nuffy early team this year, so there's an easy win for you. Or finish above him. Try to finish above us. 128532. That is the code 128532. If we get to 5K members, that is what we need for the punishment. We're at 2,500 so far, so we're on track to beat that before.
A couple more suggestions
Round one.
flown in.
Cool.
Fant in a mankini has been one of the punishments. We've got a race against Pat Retchko, and then somebody's chimed in, maybe Will Brodie, it might give Fant a chance.
Oh, I would smoke Will Brodie.
I should
finish on.
try and organise this. I actually might. Yeah, I'll see how I go.
Could happen.
Let's do it. I'll do it without a punishment. I'll do it tomorrow.
All right, well, we've still got rucks
We
and
do.
forwards to get to. We've got some more track watch coming up with Al as well. I think Eliza Riley won the quote card game with her one appearance on the West Coast Eagles track watch episode last week with Tom McCarthy.
State of Origin this week and then practice matches, unofficial practice matches. Finally, the footy is here. We're almost into it. Big few weeks to come.
Let's
See you
go.
then.